Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're doing another twin flame energy reading. This reading is meant to be timeless, so no matter when you find it, no matter where you're at on your journey when you find it, there is a message for you here. Today we're going to be pulling from the Starseed Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. The first card is Jump In, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Yeah, I love this. It looks like an iris. It looks like an eye. The eye of God. I don't know if the Andromeda galaxy actually looks like this, but if it does, it's pretty cool. I didn't actually look it up before I did this reading. I just pulled it. But yeah, when you're on this journey, you are constantly in a state of change, and I've said this in many of my readings when we pulled up change before, but you are in a constant state of change. As you're healing, as you're growing, you're always transforming. And change isn't a scary thing. I think we often think of change as being scary or intimidating or a bad thing in some cases. I know when I was a kid, I used to be very upset anytime things would change. And even to this day, like that's still one of the big things that has come up on my journey that I've had to continually heal through is letting go of the fear of things changing and thinking that it's going to be bad. But change is actually a God, and God is changing things constantly, and that's why the seasons change, and we go through slightly different things, and we go through um, different experiences of life, and you have to be willing to say yes to change in order to grow, in order to return to your higher self, because ultimately the essence of you doesn't change, but we are changing in the form of growing, in the form of expanding, in the form of returning to our divinity rather than being stuck in limiting and egoic type ways of living and beliefs, right? So learn to say yes to change and let go of any fears you have around change. It's not a bad thing, and you have to change in order to bring in what you've called in, right? You have to be willing to do things differently in order to see a different result. So embrace change. The next card is Earthed, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Hold on. Yeah. The next card is Earthed, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Yeah, you again are a child of God. You are a spirit with a body, not a body with a spirit. And it's important to live from a place of being your divine, eternal self and not to be of the world, right? You don't want to be in this space where you're believing that you're temporary and living from this very short sighted perspective, right? Because you, as a child of God, you are actually craving something more eternal. That's why we don't have deep satisfaction with a soulmate. That's why we don't have deep satisfaction with a 9 to 5 job or a job that doesn't go anywhere. We're all craving something more eternal, something more purposeful than something that is temporary and doesn't go anywhere, right? So learn to live from that place of eternity and know that as you're building towards your life purpose, as you're building towards your twin flame union, you are building that for eternity. That's why you don't have to worry that it's going to take, a couple years to manifest your twin flame or your harmonious union. While in a short-sighted, lifetime perspective, oh my gosh, that's like, a huge chunk of years. Maybe you've been on this journey for 10 years and you haven't made any progress, or it seems like you haven't made any progress. That can seem like a big chunk of our lives. If you live to 100, that's 10% of your life, right? That can seem like a really long time and a big investment for not a lot of return. But when you start to really think about it in terms of your eternal life, that's 10 years of eternity that you'll have with your twin flame once you've manifested your twin flame in your life. And you get to keep them in your life for every lifetime ahead and outside of, when you return to the spirit world, when you come back and reincarnate, um, you always have your twin flame with you. So, and the same goes for your life purpose. What you build in this lifetime, what you achieve financially, what you achieve on a spiritual level, you do take with you. You can't take all the things that you amass, but you do keep that vibration, and that makes your next life, you start from that point, right? So look at life as a constant, furthering of your goals for eternity rather than just a short temporary thing that you're doing right now. Next card is I'm sorry, defenselessness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. Yeah, it really feels like this is kind of letting go of things that you perceive that has happened with you and your twin flame. Really mastering that forgiveness. And forgiveness really means to let go of completely, not to hang on to resentments or anything like that. That doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries, and that doesn't mean you may not have to build trust again with your twin flame, or with anyone that you're going through this with, but especially your twin flame. If trust is broken, you can't act like it's not. You have to work from where you're at and build a relationship from there. That's why having a friendship with your twin flame isn't actually friend zoned. It's actually a good place to start because they are your best friend. They are your guru, your best friend, your partner, your lover, in that order. And you want to honor them as your spiritual teacher, your greatest mirror, and you want to also honor them as your best friend because that's a good place to start. And it may feel like that's not what you want. Maybe you want that romance with them. That's okay. You desire that, but you have to start from where you're at. You have to honor where you're at. And if you're building trust, that's great, but holding on to grudges, holding on to the past, holding on to resentments gets you nowhere on this journey, and it only really is a grudge against yourself. So let go of the past, learn forgiveness, and you'll see yourself move forward much more quickly than if you're hanging on to the past. Next card is Fall into My Arms, Surrender, Holding the Opposites, Extremes of Life. Yeah, I really just resonated with that first message of surrender. Is you're not trying to control, you're not trying to push forward or drag your heels, but you just surrender to the flow of life. And if God is asking you to take a leap of faith, you take that leap of faith. And if God is asking you to rest, you honor that cycle of rest. You have to honor where God is calling you. And if God is telling you to move, you got to move. And if God is telling you to rest, you got to rest. You can't continue to push forward when God is telling you to rest. And you can't continue to rest when God is telling you to push forward. I said that like 3 different times in the same way, I think, but really wanted to drive this home is that you just surrender to the flow of life and the flow of your journey. And that's going to move you forward much more quickly than if you fight with God and try to take the reins. So surrender to your path. And the bottom of the deck. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Yeah, I feel like this is a great compliment to this last card, is that your journey is perfect for you. While we all move through similar things and, maybe our healing methods are the same with the mirror exercise, with shadow work, with meditation, all paths ultimately lead to God, ultimately lead to ascension. And your path that God has for you is perfect for you. And so you have to surrender to where God is guiding you. And if God is guiding you to take a step, maybe God is guiding you to be supported. Maybe God is guiding you to focus on your life purpose before you call in your twin flame, or vice versa. Honor that. Honor where God is pointing you in your life, and know that even if it doesn't make sense to you, it makes sense to God. God sees the whole picture, and God is guiding you from the place of seeing what will make you the happiest. Even if it seems like it's challenging, sometimes that's exactly where we need to go. Most of the time, that is exactly where we need to go, is that place that seems the most scary, but also we feel compelled towards it. So if you're feeling that, oh, I feel compelled to explore here, I feel compelled to look at this, honor that and allow God to show you what He has for you in that space. It could be a learning opportunity, and you can't resist, you know, because you're scared. I mean, you can, but you're only delaying your own progress by, you know, sitting in the fear and refusing to move forward. You want to move with God and know that He's leading you to your twin flame. He's leading you to your life purpose, all of your desires, even if it doesn't make sense right now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you'd like support on your twin flame journey, whether that be a one-on-one coaching session or your own personalized card reading to help you move through your blocks to union, you can find my services at SacredTwinFlameUnion.com, and I will see you all in the next video.